Hello, Disc Golf family, and welcome to the 2021 Stafford Open, a DGPT Silver Series event. We're in Voorhees, New Jersey. I'm Leah Tsinajinnie, and I'm here with my OTB teammate and co-host,
Conor O'Reilly.
We are in the final round, back 9. We have a close one with Missy in the lead. She's at 6 down, Benson at 4 down, Natalie Ryan making a move, and she's at 2 down with Holly Finley and Michelle close after.
On a course like this, anything can happen with 9 holes to go. Should be an exciting one.
We are at hole 10. This is a par 3, 265 feet. There's a tough, small initial gap that you have to get through, and then there's a little bit of wiggle room on both sides to try to sneak your way up towards the pin. A straight shot is preferable, but I have seen some flex shots get up into the green. Let's see what this card's got.
Yeah, this one's really tight. Not more than effectively maybe 10 feet across, 8 feet across. So while it is short, that first gap's a little intimidating. She gets sneaky up on the right and should have an easy up and down, maybe even a look at it.
Alex opting for the forehand as well. A little too high, but that's a friendly tree that just knocks her straight down.
Touch late there. That's going to be another tricky spot for Missy.
Oh wow, that is a good approach. Sneaks through the left side there for an easy par.
We got a forehand out of Missy. Catches a late tree. She's going to have an obstructed look from about 45 feet to stay far.
Missy putting first.
Oh, that's a great putt. Swings it out on hyzer, puts the spin on it, keeps the nose up. That's a great save for par.
Look at this GK replay.
Right on the stroke.
That's awesome. And Missy showing why she's in the lead right now, making those circle 2 putts.
Out here in the woods, you're going to have to rein some in from circle 2 to keep up.
Michelle tries to give it a go for her birdie, but she taps in for par. Natalie with a successful scramble.
Hole 10 is one of the shorter ones on the course, but that initial gap is tight enough that it's pretty tricky. All right, here we are, hole 11. Our 1 par 5 on the day. This is going to be your hardest hole on the course, averaging almost a stroke and a half over par. You've got an initial gap. You want to move your disc from the right to the left. You want to land somewhere right around this tree here in the middle. You can get up there. You still have this big bunker of trees in front between you and the basket. You've got this little mound that you need to cross. And a straighter tunnel for about the last 300 or so feet of this hole. If you're off the fairway here, it's going to be really tricky to get your par.
Natalie with the box. She throws a nice hyzer backhand that skips up and into the middle of the fairway.
That's a pretty ideal landing zone right there. Oof. Just early. Alex hits the same tree that Michelle did.
Missy pulling it right, and we'll see here what they can do Most of the time, you just need to get back on the fairway. Otherwise, you can keep finding yourself trying to scramble off the fairway. And
Yeah, a
she
lot of
does just that.
A lot of times in the woods, you just got to take your medicine and maybe pitch it 90 feet to a spot where you can attack from there. She doesn't look like she loves it. She knows it's a little left. Oof. Yeah, and there, Alex trying to bite off a little bit out of the tricky spot and doing what she maybe should have done the first time here, laying back out.
So she'll be throwing again. This is her 4th throw.
It's a hard thing to do, though, when you believe in your abilities and you feel like you can throw the shot. You want to, but sometimes you got to just swallow that pride and make it easier on yourself.
Michelle putting a move on the disc. It catches a tree and kicks right. You can still get onto the fairway towards the pin from there.
Flex forehand out of Missy. If that can land in the fairway, she should have a fairly good chance of getting up and down from there.
Yeah, that's a straight look towards the pin.
Here's that great drive from Natalie, and as you can see, she still has this stand of trees to beat. She is able to take the clean anteater on the outside, but it's still a tight gap and just catches the late side of it. Oof. Alex catches that tree that's just on the inside of that late gap, and you can see that thing's been hit a few times.
She finds a backdoor route on the right side.
Michelle weaving it through the local side, getting up there for a putt.
Natalie throwing her 3rd.
Looks like we've got a thumber out of Natalie. Getting crafty out here in the woods. Ooh, but gets thrown back.
Is that a thumber or a grenade?
Grenade, sorry. Grenade.
Yeah, that was an interesting throw choice, and it looks like it worked out. Alex still scrambling on the left side of the fairway.
Good commitment there. Another little flex forehand out of Missy. Good push. Beats that one dead tree you got to beat, and she parks it. She got a fortunate kick to stay in there in the fairway off the tee, and was able to manage a good par save.
That was a good turnover forehand for Natalie.
That'll be a tester putt for Natalie. Let's see if she can rain one of those in there. Oh, great looking line from Alex. Good touch.
Misses her putt a little low from the edge of the circle. And that's a good par to get for Michelle, especially considering her first, her tee shot. This hole played as the first most difficult hole. And you can see here that it's showing its teeth a little with a bogey from Natalie.
Yeah, and Natalie had one of the best drives that was probably thrown on the hole in the division all day, if not the best drive, and still ended up with a bogey. So that just shows you how hard that second shot can be.
And a triple bogey for Alex. Unfortunate there. This is hole 12. It's a par 3, 243 feet. This is the beginning of what we like to call Turkey Alley. So people will be punching up a backhand hyzer if you're a righty and finding this gap or the later gap on the right side.
You stole the words out of my mouth. She's just on the right side of that one tree you got to beat here, and puts it right there in the middle.
That's a great drive. She'll be tapping in for her birdie.
You see, taking a nice breath, calming her nerves. She also beats that tree to the outside, gets a good reaction. They might have a chance. Oh, just deep right there for Natalie. That's a good tree.
Yeah, good reaction off the tree.
Yeah, and that's a great grouping of drives.
Looks like we'll have our first star frame.
And she started it with the lefty putt. That makes 7 or 8, and I've kind of lost count at this point, but it's getting up there.
I definitely want to ask her about it. Missy giving a little wave to the spectators.
Michelle with her patented turbo tap in. They started off the Turkey Gulch with a bunch of birdies. Here we are on hole 13. This was the easiest hole in the course for the FBO field. Playing at 204 feet. You have this one gap right here to beat. You got to beat this reddish colored tree to the left side. Slide it up there to the basket. You can give it an ace run if you want, but most players are just going to throw it very touchy, slide it up, take a chance for an easy birdie because you don't want to let that one go. This one kind of gives you a choice, backhand or forehand. Michelle is showing that she prefers the backhand when she has options.
Missy lining up the forehand. And she puts just enough turn on it, and it'll slide into about 25 feet. Maybe a little less.
It's a good looking line. Right on up there, didn't even have to mess with the trees. Yep. As long as you get contact with that ground and beat the tree, you should have a circle one putt.
We have back-to-back holes with good groupings for the drives. Oh,
Man.
no.
Just teeters off the right side for what might have been another back-to-back star frame. These baskets for the right-handed putters usually catch stuff on the right side, so that one just needed a little more centered up.
Michelle makes good on her birdie putt, and we've got one more to round out the third birdie for the hole.
Where's that lefty putting in?
I got a chance to chat with Natalie and Alex after the round, and they're both excited to be on tour.
It's always fun when you get to get out and see how you stack up against the best in the world and when you've been sharpening your skills against your local talent.
Here's our leaderboard. Missy's stepping on the gas here. She's gotten 2 birdies in a row. And now she's at 8 down. This is hole 14. It's a par 3, 285 feet. Most players are choosing to opt for this wider gap on the left side, most likely with a backhand, though the forehand flex for a righty shapes out better to get to the pin. There is also a hyzer for the backhand on the right side, and that's what Michelle's been taking. She's 2 for 2 in the first 2 rounds. Let's see if she can go 3 for 3.
Oh, that's showing a lot of ability to hit gaps, taking the tighter gap, trusting her backhand, throwing it nice and straight.
And if you know this course, that is a small gap to hit.
Ooh, Missy's just a tad late, and that's it's going to be a bit tricky from there. Here's that flex forehand Leah was talking about. This one looks a little nose up, but it should be a look. Yep.
Let's see if she can get that birdie. Alex choosing the same line, but a little bit too much turn and not relying on the disc as much as her angle.
Missy's got a lot of small trees between her and the basket, but if she can clear over the top of them. Yeah, she should look good from there.
That's in Missy range for sure. Alex putting it up on top of the flat part of the green.
Like Alex's upshot slid a little far, but she hits a good tester putt there. Missy to save another par.
It's a little high, but it still catches. I know some people have been having some troubles with these baskets.
Yeah, the stuff on the left side as a right-handed putter seemed to like to drop off a lot. You got to make sure to get these ones low and center, or even off to the right some.
That was Natalie for her birdie, and Michelle is doing the same. She cashes it in. So coming out of Turkey Alley, we had several turkeys, Natalie and Michelle.
Here we are on hole 15. You've got a par 4 at 591 feet. It's an open field. Crush your drive out as far as you want. Try to set yourself up in this gap right here to throw a touchy, maybe turn over backhand or forehand that fades into that hill slope. Get a look at this green.
Michelle up first, and she knows her discs well. That is a pull.
Yeah, she's throwing that line really well. A tight S-curve.
Natalie known to rip the disc.
This hole, you don't need a long drive, but the longer you are, the more you can possibly see the basket, and the easier the approach is going to be. And this hole is really all about the approach. Missy getting on that one. That's a great angle.
Excellent drive.
This hole doesn't have any out of bounds, so you can really just rip it off the tee and try to get as far down there as you want.
Alex with a clean line. It'll be a little bit more on the left side of the fairway.
With her forehand, she might like it over there. There is another approach on the left side, and there's kind of a couple different options coming into this green. Michelle, being a backhand dominant player, is going to take that right side. Just a little too much nose drop there.
Missy opting for the forehand approach.
Missy's far enough right to where she can take a forehand through the middle there. Has to flex it a little bit, just misses her nose angle. Natalie's going for this back door off to the right side here. This is another option on the screen. There's that left side I was talking about. She was going for it, but just had a little too much turn out of the hand.
I like that we've been seeing Alex, Natalie, and Missy opting for forehands.
Yeah, they've been really showing the ability to spin it counterclockwise and clockwise, which helps you score on the disc golf course. Missy likely just chipping it up here. This is a tricky green. You don't really want to run this one. If you miss chain high on these putts, you're going to be lucky to be inside the circle still.
She was trying to lay it up.
Looks like Natalie was trying to give it a soft bid, and those trees just stopped it there. This is a hole where par is just fine. It's a really tricky birdie. Hard to get yourself into a position where the upshot is open enough to be super repeatable.
Yeah, we had only one birdie in the field, Stacy Ronsley. And she's got a cannon too, so you know she put it down there for a shorter approach.
Yeah, Stacy crushes it.
This is hole 16. It's a par 4, 545 feet. This one is a shorter birdie look to get, so most players are going to be conservative on their drive, try to keep it in bounds on the left side, and then opening up that approach for a backhand righty hyzer into the green. This one only averaging 0.21 over par, and you can get in trouble if you go OB on either shot.
This one kind of baits you into trying to throw it really far when you don't necessarily have to throw it too far to get your birdie. Just a couple 270-foot shots will put you right there for a park job. This hole's all about getting that wind read correct.
Yes, and there was a little bit of wind this last round versus the first 2 rounds, so definitely more wind reads happening on this hole and hole 5.
Yeah, this one's really reminiscent of 5. It kind of gives you the same feelings on the tee. It's the same type of shape, just a little bit shorter.
Natalie biting off more.
This grass is pretty sticky.
We're 4 for 4 on inbounds drives.
A little early, a little low. And Missy, she's looking for some skip. Doesn't get any. It's going to be a tricky putt. But if she's shown anything this round, she's shown the ability to make some long ones.
Oh, come home.
Michelle doing the commentary for us. We don't even need to here.
A little bit more turn than she wanted.
Slightly inside there. Maybe she saw Michelle turn it over and got a little timid.
Natalie opting for the forehand approach.
Natalie was way up there. That was just an easy standstill spike hyzer.
Yes. Gives a good height.
Missy.
Oh, off the band.
Our fearless leader.
Showing real commitment here in the final holes.
This elevated basket's tricky. You know if you miss, you're going to have another tester on the other side, and it takes a good routine and some calm nerve to make putts on this basket.
Michelle does just that for her par. Natalie going for her birdie look, and she'll have a comebacker.
Just holds on to that putt a little long. Like I said, this one can make you tense up a little bit.
She gets her par.
Another par there. Looks like a par frame there on 16.
This is definitely a hole that you want to get birdie on, but you're not losing much to the field with a 4.
Yeah, you want to score there because coming into 17. 17 is a tough finishing hole. Really like it. Dead straight off the tee, you need to fly your disc about 280 to 300 feet before you slowly break to the right. Really shapes up for a flat to hyzer forehand out of a right-handed player, or an understable driver or mid-range that you can get to turn to the right as for a backhand. And it doglegs to the right, coming into this protected green. It's a great finishing hole.
Michelle up first with a clean flex line through all those trees.
She just beats everything, uses all that fairway, gets it up there nicely.
Spectators love it.
Little overturned out of Missy. She catches a tree, and it's going to be a tough up and down from there, but not undoable. There's that forehand I was talking about. She was just a little early on the release there.
Another forehand look from Natalie.
Looks like she maybe tried to correct for Alex's mistake, or just held on to it a touch long.
Coming into these last 2 holes here, this hole is critical if you want to make a move on Missy.
Yeah, 18's a tough score, so you really want to throw a clean tee shot in 17 to give herself a chance.
Gotta recover somehow.
And Missy's tee shot didn't get quite all the way down there, so we'll see what Michelle can do with her clean drive. That was Alex pitching up for her second shot to try to get in a better spot.
Missy just chipping up, trying to give herself a window to the basket. Looks like she has maybe 180 to 200 feet left.
Here's Michelle's from her drive, throwing a full turnover.
Getting that one nice and high, but keeping the angle turn, making some forward progress.
This is Missy throwing her third shot.
Oof.
And she catches a tree. Most likely bogey at best from there.
Alex sneaks it up on the right side, but just catches one of the late trees.
Missy going around the left side of the green to approach.
Great job.
And that looks like about a 22-footer for her bogey.
Right in her range, but it's going to be a nervy one. Looks like another grenade, possibly, out of Natalie.
That is some good scrambling from where she was.
Michelle not quite getting the height on that one.
Par on this hole is good, though. She should be tapping in for her par. And this is Missy for her bogey.
Good putt from Missy.
That is a good putt. Keeps her in the lead by 3 strokes.
Solid scramble from Natalie. Showing off some different shots.
We saw one birdie in the field today in round 3 by the lefty, Becky Harris. She's a local. This is the final hole of the round, hole 18, par 3, 283 feet. It's a tougher hole for the righties, so we'll be seeing a lot of turnover backhand looks. We've been seeing some forehand drives, so I suspect we'll see some of those if you've got a good 290-foot forehand.
I'm interested to see which choice Missy takes, since she does both pretty well.
She's been throwing the forehand. Looks like Natalie's opting for the backhand here. Just trying to rely on the fade of the disc.
It's a good tree right there. That's a birdie putt.
That was a clean drive, catching that last laurel to give herself a good putt.
Looks like Missy's taking a mid-range, popping it flat. Just catches the V tree that you got to beat. A little straight there out of Alex.
She's at the edge of the fairway there, so she should have a good look, maybe a putt. Missy, after going forehand in round 1 and 2, goes for her backhand. And looks like she'll have a shorter putt for her par. And the win.
Good little touch hyzer putt there on Michelle. Fights to the bench.
Natalie with the solo look for birdie.
And she connects.
That is a great birdie to get.
Oh, and Missy falls out. Her shortest miss of the round. Luckily, she has a little bit of a cushion to work with.
Yes.
That one would have really hurt.
It's slightly elevated, but you shouldn't change your putt too much. And she'll be tapping in for her W.
And lucky for Missy, she doesn't even have to worry about that one. Forget about it, move on to the next. Great tournament for Missy. She's really been having a good second half of her season, coming along as a player. Showed off her short game today. Showed off the forehand and backhand.
Congratulations, Missy.
All right, with that putt, we have our back-to-back Stafford Open FPO champion, Missy Gannon.
Missy, back-to-back Stafford Open champion. How's that sound?
Great, it's awesome, and it's even better that it was part of the Silver Series, so really cool.
Yeah, a couple extra points here on the Silver Series.
Yeah.
I know you have next weekend off. How does it feel going into Maple Hill with a win like this?
Great. I mean, every weekend is different, and you just never know what's going to happen. So I just have to, be happy in the moment, and right now, kind of ride it out. But I gotta be focused for MVP.
All right, Missy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We had an excellent showing here by our lead card in the final round of the 2021 Stafford Open. Thanks so much, y'all, for tuning in. I'm Leah Tsinajinnie.
And I'm Conor O'Reilly.
And we'll see you on the next stop. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to GK Pro. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks again, guys.